it's Miss Lauren from the Lawrence Branch, and I'm here with this week's author study series. Now, this is where we take an in-depth look at different children's book authors and illustrators and learn more about them. So today's featured author is Mr. Michael Hall. He is a children's book author and illustrator. Do you know what that means? So author means he writes the words in the book, and then illustrator means he creates the pictures for it as well. He's one of my favorite authors. I use his books a lot in story time. They're really great for toddlers as well as preschoolers. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about Michael Hall's life, look at all the different books that he's created, and then he's actually provided us with 2 special videos, which I'll be showing you later. So first of all, Michael Hall grew up in Michigan. Now, do you know where Michigan is? It's a state in our country. So here's the United States, and there's where we are in New Jersey, and there's Michigan right there. And I thought it was pretty funny that he said that if you looked at Michigan, if you squint at it, it kind of looks like a hand. It does, doesn't it? Like that looks like the thumb, and then the fingers are up here. He also thought it was pretty cool that his name and Michigan had the same 4 first letters. So Michigan, M-I-C-H, and then we have Michael, M-I-C-H. That was pretty funny. Michael Hall said he always knew he wanted to be a writer, but his path started out a little different. He actually started out as a scientist working in a laboratory before he discovered graphic design. I always think this question is interesting about whether people who write and illustrate, whether they start with the words or they start with the pictures. So he was asked this question and he said it actually depended a lot on the book. Some books he started off with the visual, with the picture. Books like this one called Perfect Square, which is really cute, and it's about a square piece of paper that gets broken up into different pieces and transformed into something new. So this one he actually started off with the pictures and then added the words. Other books he would start off with the words, like this book called Cattail. This book is full of rhyming, and it's actually full of words known as homonyms. A homonym is 2 words that sound alike but they have different meanings. Like in this one, it says they train a duck to duck a shoe. So they train the duck to duck down. So 2 words that look exactly alike, sound alike, but they have different meanings. So books like this, he said he actually wrote the words first and then added the pictures to it. Some books, he actually did them both at the same time. So books like this one called Frankencrown, which is one of my favorites, he actually went through and created the pictures to go along with the words as he created the book. So now that we've learned a little bit about Mr. Hall and how he became an author, I'm going to show you some of the books that we have in our system. We actually, I think, have all of his books. They are wonderful, and at the end of this video, I'll show you how you can search our catalog to find the books in the Mercer County Library system. One of my favorites, which I use a lot in story time, it's called My Heart is Like a Zoo, and as you can see, there's a lot of hearts in this book. And I think this book is so creative because what he did was create animals, lots of different animals in the zoo, by using the heart shape. So cute. This one's always a big hit in story time, especially around Valentine's Day. Red, a crown story. Now this one's really interesting. If you look at Red, there's the main character of the story, and his wrapper is red, but what color is he drawing? Can you see that? He's actually drawing blue, and you can imagine that's gotta be pretty confusing. So instead of drawing things like fire engines, because I don't think I've seen a blue fire engine, he learns that he's actually better at drawing things like water. Now, perfect for this time of year is this book called Wonderfall. I think this is illustrated so beautifully. I'm a big fan of Mr. Hall's illustrations. It's perfect for the transition from autumn to winter. And Mr. Hall said he actually thought of his home state of Michigan when he wrote this book and illustrated it. And the last one I'm going to show you right now is called It's an Orange Aardvark. It's so funny. I love this book so much. It's about 5 little ants who are trying to hide from something scary outside of the tree stump. And I really like this book. Oh, there's the aardvark, which they imagine to be an orange aardvark, and it goes through all the colors of the rainbow. I like how there's little holes that are cut out where you can actually see through. And there's the little ant's face. So cute. You can find out more about Michael Hall's books and his career by checking out his website, which is michaelhallstudio.com. On his website, you can see all the books that he's created, and if you click on the book, it'll actually give you more information. So it gives you a summary, it'll tell you different awards that it's won and some reviews about the book. And a really great thing for parents and teachers is that a lot of the books have additional materials and activities that you can print out to correspond to each book. So for example, for the book, My Heart is Like a Zoo, you can actually print out this learning sheet that helps you count how many hearts are in each animal. For the book Red, A Crown Story, there was a lot of great additional material, such as word finds, or color your own red crown, what color would it be? And also fill in the word sheet. So just additional things that you can use to enhance your learning of the book. Now, we are lucky enough that Mr. Hall has actually sent us 2 special videos for our library, and we're going to share them with you. In the first video, Mr. Hall is going to do a reading of his newest book called Swing. I can't wait for you to hear this book. It's a really great book about accepting others who are different from us, and you'll have to see what the letters spell out in the end. It's really sweet. The second video is of Mr. Hall answering questions from his biggest fans about his book Swing. And of course, his biggest fans are all the kids. It's a really wonderful video, and it tells you a lot more about how Swing was made and the process of how he created it. After Mr. Hall's videos, we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how you can search our online catalog to find Michael Hall's books so you can bring them home and enjoy them as well.
Hello, I'm Michael Hall, and I'm here to read to you a new book that I wrote and illustrated called Swing. And it is a book about 4 letters. There's an L and a V and an E and an O. And of course, those are the letters that, if you put them in the right order, make a very special word that many of you know, I think. So let's get on with it here. Click that one. That one there. Okay. So, swing. We start off, we're inside of a classroom looking out, and you can see this swing set. The first letter was alone when a second letter arrived. Can I play with you? The second letter asked. The second letter was different. Unlike the first letter, who lived in the middle of the alphabet, the second letter lived at the far end. I'm sorry, said the first letter. These swings are saved for letters from my neighborhood. And there's V, is very sad. And now here comes E. Then a third letter came by. Can I play with you? The third letter asked. The third letter was different. Unlike the first 2 letters, the third letter was a member of a small group called vowels. I'm sorry, said the second letter. Vowels are not allowed on these swings. Then a fourth letter appeared. Can I play with you? The fourth letter asked. The fourth letter was different. Unlike the first 3 letters, who were made up of straight lines, the fourth letter was round. I'm sorry, said the third letter. These swings are saved for, ouch, you bumped me. Did not, said the second letter. Did too, said the third letter. Did too, said the first letter. While the first 3 letters tussled, the fourth letter climbed onto a swing. Hey, said the second letter. The first 3 letters scrambled for the open swings. I wanted that swing, said the second letter. Too bad, said the third letter. Hey, I have an idea, said the fourth letter. Let's just swing. And they did. Up and down, back and forth, higher. Now we're looking from inside the classroom again. And we can see some posters about which neighborhood you live in and how vowels rock and how letters have either straight lines, round lines, or both. And higher, and higher. And now they're going all the way around in a circle until their tummies were laughing. And now they've unattached from the swing set. And their hearts were cheering. When they landed, they were different. The first letter was on the first swing, the second letter was on the third swing, the third letter was on the fourth swing, and the fourth letter was on the second swing. And the first letter said, let's do it again. And that is swing. And so, let's click on that. So, I hope you enjoyed it. I always enjoy sharing this book. I guess that's about it. So thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
How do you make your stuff that you do? Very good question. Wow, Nano. They're holding the class and they're swinging outside. slide. Up and down we go. Whoa, holy cow, they're going. The letters talk.
I'm pretty sure that letters cannot talk, but it is really fun to think about what they would say if they could.
Why are the letters on swings and not on slides?
We actually tried it. Let me show you what happened. I'll see. Oh, when you circle, it's hard. And we tried it again, and it just kept rolling and crashing.
Did the letters say friends or not?
Yes, they are still very good friends to this day. They are letters, after all, so they do have conflicts, differences of opinion. Right now, L thinks that L is the star of the book, and O thinks that O is the star of the book. So they have some issues, maybe some jealousy, but I think they can work through all of that.
How does it spell love? How do they switch spots in the air? It's like impossible to do that. And it would be really dangerous.
You're right, Ellen. It would be really, really dangerous. In fact, I thought perhaps I should come up with a sticker for the cover saying, do not try to perform these stunts without proper supervision. To an international symbol of don't try to swing upside down.
I noticed that the trees in the background were different sizes on different pages. Was this a mistake or on purpose?
Well, Brady, I make a lot of mistakes, but this is one of those cases where it wasn't a mistake. These are the trees which I put behind the swing set in order to show that we're looking from the front. But I realized that there were going to be 5 double-page spreads with those trees on it, and over and over and over again. And I just thought it was kind of tedious. But then I remembered a movie technique. It's called a dolly zoom, and it's using a movie camera. They can make it look like the characters in the front are staying where they are, but the background seems to be moving slowly up on it, or it could seem like it's moving slowly away. And they do it by twisting their lens and moving the camera in different directions. And it's really an interesting effect. And so I thought, well, it would be fun to do a movie effect in a picture book. So I decided that these trees were going to come toward the characters, and their world was going to get smaller and smaller. And it's not something to notice, it's just more of a feeling of confinement. As the more that they reject each other, the smaller their world becomes. So there they are. Here's again, the trees are getting closer and closer and closer and really close. There are only a few trees there, and there they are.
Hi, I was wondering why you use those specific letters.
Hi, Samantha. It's good to see you. I hope to visit you sometime soon in San Francisco. But those specific letters are really what made the book possible for me. When I discovered that with those letters, I could introduce 3 different kinds of differences. That is, the differences in the sounds letters make, so that's the vowel and the consonants, the differences in their shape, and the differences in where they live.
What was the book concept and who was your inspiration?
Well, Rama, the concept for this book came when I was working on a book called Little I. And during that time and after that time, I was thinking a lot about if letters were like people, what would they be like? And you think, can they talk and so on? But a big thing that I was wondering about is, do the letters know that they have a job to do, which is to make words? And for this book, I thought, well, maybe they do know about words, but they don't know how to spell. And many of them think they do know how to spell, or pretend they know how to spell. And so, for example, you have the small group of vowels and a much larger group of consonants. And a lot of the consonants believe that you can only make words with consonants, and vowels make sounds, but they don't really add to words. And so consonants should only make words with other consonants. And of course, since we are smarter than them, we know that that's just wrong, and that it's really, really hard to make a word without a vowel. So that was sort of the germ of the thing that evolved into swing.
Why did the second and third letter tell the fourth letter that it could not play with them, even though the first letter said the same thing to them, which probably made them feel sad?
Well, that's a very insightful question, Claire, and thanks for asking it. Yes, why would a letter who knows what it feels like to be rejected, turn around and reject another letter? When I was working on the book, I was thinking that it has to do with sort of a natural inclination to want to be a member of a group. And so after V is rejected by L, E comes along, and now V sees an opportunity to be a member of this new group of non-vowels or consonants. And so V kind of proves V's membership in this group by rejecting E. And then of course, when O comes along, E sees an opportunity to be a part of this straight line group and rejects O. So it's just very, very sad to me. It just sort of breaks my heart.
What's your favorite picture book?
It's nice to see you, Eloise. It's been a long time. There's one book that really stands out for me, and it is a book called The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. It was so important to me for so many reasons. One of them is it's the book that made me feel like I wanted to make picture books. And another is that as I came back to the book when I was older, I found new meanings and new ways of looking at the book. And I try to do that in my books. I try to have something for a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old and a 20-year-old.
What do you write next?
Nanjet, you are a superstar. Well, I already mentioned that I am finishing up a book called House Mouse, which comes out next year. But I'm working now on a book that will come out in 2 years. And actually, I'm not sure which one I'm going to choose. I'm working on several different things, but the one I'm leaning toward is a crayon book. And I've already done a book called Red, A Crayon Story, and another book called Frankencrayon. And I just felt there needs to be a third crayon book.
I hope you enjoyed watching these videos from Michael Hall. We want to send a huge thank you to Mr. Hall for sending us these videos and sharing them with our library. I thought they were adorable, and I thought it was really cool to see the process of how he creates books. So now if you're ready to read more of Mr. Hall's books yourself, you can easily find them on our online catalog. Once you get into the catalog, what you're going to do is search for Michael Hall. Now, Michael Hall is kind of a popular name, so what I like to do is scroll down on the left-hand side and limit it just to juvenile books. These will just bring up kids' books that we have available in our system. And as you can see, here are all the different books of Michael Hall's that we have available. We have regular hardcover or softcover books. We also have a couple Hoopla books, which are things that you can download at home, whether it be an ebook, something you'd read at home, or an audiobook. If you know the title of the book that you want, you can easily just type that right in the top. So if you want Swing, the newest one, you can type the title on the top and then that will bring it up. Feel free to place these books on hold if you find something that you like, and come into the library on public days to get your books, or you could also utilize our curbside and tableside pickup and schedule an appointment. I hope you enjoyed learning as much about Mr. Hall as I have today. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.